It has gotten so bad, even the most dedicated of Bethesda glazers, reach-around enthusiasts can no longer pretend that everything is fine with Bethesda. And I personally welcome it. If you're new to this channel, then know that Bethesda destruction is exactly what I am going for. Oh yes, that is the goal. I do not believe, even in the slightest, that Bethesda will ever recover from the absolute situation that they are in. The devs are incompetent, the leadership is forgettable, and nothing that they do is worth it. I believe fully that true Bethesda fans do not want to see Fallout 5 or Elder Scrolls 6 or anything else. Maybe an update to 76 because that's hilarious, but nothing, no real games, no new nothing, because it will be bad and it will just make it so that we need to wait longer for the good stuff. Fire Todd Howard and everyone who supported him. That is what I believe.
Just looking out my window thinking, man. This is the state the game's left me in. I wish I was angry, but I'm just left in deep thought, in deep disappointment. Eventually, at this rate, very quickly, I will reach the stage I've reached with other developers, which is just pure apathy. Like, oh, I just don't feel anything at all.
Your apathy is the reason why Blizzard's dying.
When I look at your screw-ups. But right now, man, I'm just looking at Bethesda going, what happened to you? This fall-off needs to be studied. What am I talking about? It's the Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition once more.
Nice.
So, as we already know, but for those who are not caught up, last year Bethesda breaks the game with the next-gen update. That was 18 months ago. Here comes Bethesda.
Again, by the way, before we get into this, I firmly believe that Todd Howard could be fired. I firmly believe 100% that Microsoft is looking at Todd Howard and saying, this guy has failed, what, 4 times in a row now? Done nothing, complete garbage. Everyone hates him on the internet. Do we really need him? They're definitely thinking that. And, I mean, I support Microsoft and probably wanting to fire Todd Howard as the useless person that he is, okay? I firmly support them. You cannot fail Starfield. You cannot fail the Fallout 4 next-gen update. You cannot be against the Fallout TV show after it succeeds so much. Okay? That's something that I haven't mentioned before. The fact that Todd Howard was against the Fallout TV show and, you know, it took Microsoft buying Bethesda to make it that happen. And before, by the way, the classic idiot of Microsoft can't tell Bethesda what they do comes in because they don't understand the concept of ownership, which is hilarious but very sad at the same time, if I'm being completely honest. But and now, Shattered Space and the Anniversary Edition where everyone just hates it. Bethesda's... There is no world where Microsoft is not contemplating firing Todd Howard, but the problem is, it's like, who do Microsoft put in charge instead of Todd Howard? Because their whole gaming division is on absolute dumpster fire watch, okay? The Phil Spencer is a laughingstock. Black Game Woman, what's her name? Sarah Palin, something like that, is forgettable, but she's pretty good for thumbnails, not gonna lie. And, well, that's pretty much it. There is no one technically to replace Todd. I honestly think that's the situation that Microsoft is left in at this point. There is no one to replace Todd. Because they need some kind of figurehead, okay? They need someone, because if Todd just gets removed, people are going to talk about Todd Howard getting removed, and Bethesda has made it clear that it's a company that needs a figurehead. You know, CDPR Red doesn't need a figurehead. Blizzard wishes they have never had a figurehead. Technically, it's a time for the return of Bobby, Big, the original G, hard R, N-word Kotick. Oh my god, yes. If you don't know, I am a Bobby Kotick supporter. I love the man. I think he's a genius. I think he has done an amazing job. He held Blizzard together, okay? Look at how absolutely just destroyed that company now is after Bobby left. Okay? I am completely fine sacrificing one stewardess to him every single month if Bobby Kotick is gonna take over Bethesda. God knows he's gonna put in 3 billion microtransactions in Fallout 76, and that's still gonna somehow make the game less pay to win, probably. Bobby is the solution. Bobby Kotick is gonna get Bobby, if you're listening, if you can feel our interdimensional connection, please respond. Bobby, we need you. Bethesda needs you. You have been charging up in the sun like Superman for far too long. The world needs you now most. You can be the avatar, master of stewardess, I guess, but the avatar nonetheless. Okay, but it's only one element, a lawsuit, but it's good enough. It's good enough. Bobby, please. Okay, listen. Bobby is a man of conviction. Okay. There's stories I can't currently tell on YouTube that I know about Bobby Kotick that, not a lot of people talk about them even though they're out in the open, which are hilarious because Bobby is a true gangster, okay? Oh my god.
In November to celebrate the anniversary of Fallout 4. And they're like, we got this great idea. We're going to give you a new version of the game with all this Creation Club content, plus the introduction of creation. So you can pay for your mods now and nothing else really. They break the game again. They break it so much that, different from last year, Bethesda actually commits to a patch and hotfix roadmap for Fallout 4 for the rest of this year up until
when you make a roadmap for bug fixes, oh my fucking god. Have roadmaps gone too far?
Until the first half of December. Now, it's not a win. There's no winning in this situation for Bethesda, but at least it's a baby step forward that they're going to try to fix the mess that they have created. So the first patch is out. My hope with this video was to tell you about the patch, which we're still going to do, and then relay to you my experience that says, hey, a lot of the problems I had with the game are fixed, and that would be really that. But unfortunately, what I have to tell you today is
nothing has been fixed.
Hundreds of hours of Fallout 4 on my PC, has platinumed the game on PlayStation 4, and has played a decent amount of it on Xbox, mainly to test console mods. Definitely my least played platform of the three. But I've played a lot of Fallout 4, hundreds of hours of it, and I have seen all of its problems from creative choices all the way to the bugs and janks and glitches that really define this game for a lot of people. But what I have not seen a lot of, really since the next-gen update, was frame rate drops. When the next-gen update hit, for me, it wasn't this egregious performance dip, but it went from like a steady 60 that I regularly experienced down to somewhere in like the 40s, and I was really disappointed by that. But as someone who plays a lot...
That is actually horrible. First of all, that's a 33% dip, roughly. Second of all, even 5 frames, if you're constantly playing on 60 FPS every game, and it's through 60 FPS, you're gonna notice even 5 frames dipping. But 20? Bro! There are situations where people will not notice like 5 to 10 frame dips. But 20? You're always going to notice 20. You're always noticing 20.
Retro games, it's not world ending for me. Well, what you're seeing on screen right now is world ending for me. I cannot play this launch era PS3 ass game now. What is going on here, man? So This is the only time I got a little fired up. I was like, really? Like, it's running worse for me now? It did not take me longer than 10 minutes to find this problem here. And I could not believe it. I have never seen Fallout 4 in all the hundreds of hours I've logged in the game run like this. But there you go. That's the Bethesda experience right now, man. And we are going to have a serious...
Okay, little bro is acting like this has not been the Bethesda experience for literally decades.
This conversation about this QA department and what the hell is going on, because I know the quality of output can be much better. I mean, Shattered Space is the start of something funky over there, but at least you could say with Starfield, granted its PC launch was not really great because it was missing a lot of key features, but at least on a polished level, given Microsoft said they threw a lot of QA into the game, I can look at that and go, hey, you can at least feel...
Okay. Does Mr. Manny not know about this? I thought that this is a well-known established fact. I mention it pretty often, honestly. It's the fact that Starfield was supposed to actually come roughly out 2 years before, and it didn't because Microsoft bought Bethesda and looked at Starfield and said, no. You're gonna literally spend a year or more fixing fucking bugs now. You're not launching another, or probably honestly, verse 76. Which is a shame because then 76 would at least have been a funny disaster.
So that there. So I'm wondering, like, are all the resources hogged up for Elder Scrolls 6, and that's why Starfield just went silent for over a year, and Fallout 4 continues to trip over itself? I don't know, but all I see is pure incompetency, and it's so disappointing because y'all should be on the moon right now. Next season of Fallout's about to drop. Here's Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition update, easy win. That's not the case. So what does this patch do? How is the community responding to it? Because it's not really just about me, right? Like, if I'm just one guy having a problem, who cares? But how is the community?
At first, we all speculated that because of the explosive success of the first season of the TV show, that, they're gonna rush Fallout 5 out and some kind of big expansion for every Fallout game that they have when Season 2 hits. And, well, Bethesda is kind of doing that, but they're literally just rushing, as it turns out, the paid mod shop supports for all of these games and nothing else. Yes. I mean, we were semi right. They were rushing updates to hit with the TV show drop, and it was paid mods. Yeah, are you happy? Are you happy? Are you excited?
Faring with this new patch for Fallout 4, we're going to dive into that, ladies and gentlemen. If you're new here, and you're into Bethesda stuff, I mean, we're always going to be talking about them because you got to signal boost these types of issues. Consider subscribing.
Did he just advocate for negativity?
On their Steam page, they say, thank you for your continued communication with us on your current Fallout 4 experience. That is a very PR-coded way of saying it's broken, and thanks for telling us about all the problems you have. The team is focused on DLC installation issues, occasional crashing, and general user...
There we go. We're gonna make it so you can at least buy the slop mods.
Experiences.
How about an asset flip from the Unity store? How about that, Chief?
Patch 1, and of course continued preparation for mod storage expansion for consoles. While we initially hope to release the storage expansion in our November patch, we need a little extra time to roll out this heavily requested feature from the community. We will share more details on the December patch 2 in the coming weeks. In the meantime, to help prepare for the mod storage expansion, console players may want to ensure their mod load order is protected. So for those who do have a mod load order set up on their consoles, what you want to do is go over the creations page and hit the button that corresponds with the load order archive on the bottom of the creations page, and then you can save that load order to Bethesda.net. If you don't do this, Bethesda is going to wipe your whole ass order. So console players, welcome to the modding game. That's what us PC players are telling you right now. And of course, we'll also talk about that with the continuous need for updates with Fallout 4, leading to mods never really being safe on this game anymore. So now you know what this patch is aiming to do. Bethesda also puts a little tease in here. They say, we're excited to share the Varmint Rifle, the first of several free Fallout 4 creations coming to players, which will be available next week. Fall down a...
You see, this is what I call true Bethesda quality. Here's a rifle that you kind of already have in the game. It's slightly different. You're not going to use it anyway, but it's free. So, I mean, do you enjoy the slop?
Manhole. Discover a unique rifle. Solve an elaborate set of puzzles, but in true Wasteland fashion, you're not the only thing trapped down here. And we see a death claw there, which this sounds identical to what Bethesda just put out with like the whole Tale of the Beast Hunter thing. I hope this one comes to PlayStation fans, by the way, as we'll talk about in a little bit. PlayStation fans still haven't gotten the free creation in Tale of the Beast Hunter. I doubt this one gets their way. And PlayStation fans are just taking an ass whooping right now from Bethesda, as we'll highlight with some of the patch issues here. Still, I gotta ask this question.
God, I just love how absolutely not dreadful that claws are. And it was yesterday, actually. It was yesterday when I just randomly saw, while scrolling through X, uh, a video of someone shooting the matriarch Deathclaw in Quarry Junction, and I was like, oh yeah, I have literally been exactly there. Because if you don't know, the matriarch Deathclaw in Quarry Junction in Fallout New Vegas, the best Fallout, by the way, obviously. When you shoot it at a distance and it's not really sure where you are, I think it's when it's not sure where you exactly are, because typically you're gonna notice it from a really far away, and when you shoot it the first time, it's gonna be pretty slow. It's gonna be like your average Deathclaw, but at some point, I think it when it knows where you are, it literally discovers the speed force. Yes. Yes, a dead claw with the speed force. And then it kills you. Because it starts running so... Listen, on average, it's gonna reduce the distance from ultra far range to 0 and almost hitting you, while you haven't reloaded the second shot and you missed this. Well, you haven't reloaded the third shot because you already missed the second shot, and you understand that VATS is not saving you. Nothing is saving you. You just picked the completely wrong fight. That's it. That's it.
Bethesda, as we'll highlight with some of the patch issues here. Still, I gotta ask this question because this is one of those moments where Bethesda PR and communications and marketing have done an awful job with this, because if you knew, like if you have a content roadmap ready for this game and you have a fan base of Fallout fans that are starving for more single player, I know 76 is getting updated, but single player Fallout content, why wouldn't you lean into that, dude? For a lot of people, this could, I don't think these creations are going to be great, but like this could offset at least they're doing
the superior console gaming experience, by the way.
This, but Bethesda has been their own worst enemy here. I guess cool, they're doing some extra free content here, but what does this update that we're talking about today come packed with? It says it fixes crashing when starting a new game with creations installed on PS4, fixes a crash when quitting after...
Probably, listen, I have seen enough Bethesda updates to know that probably not true. Probably not true.
Exiting an interior with the Pip-Boy open on PlayStation 4 and 5. Guest and local users can no longer access the creations menu, which resulted in an inoperable state.
Probably 95% true.
They addressed rare crashes when choosing to use the save data load order, especially when loading saves.
Probably did not fix that at all.
With missing creations, fixed a crash that would occur when selecting purchase credits on PC, and fixed a crash...
Probably did fix that.
...when selecting download all owned Creation Club creations.
Probably did fix that, but probably also introduced a new bug. And if you're thinking I'm joking, by the way... No, I'm being serious. This is probably the reality of what they just announced. This is Bethesda. And some of us know how it works, and that's typically how it works.
As for saving and loading, exit saves are now correctly created when exiting to the main menu. They fixed infinite loading when downloading missing Creation Club content from a save made on a different platform. Switching Xbox user profiles no longer causes soft locks or a loss of controls. Fixing an issue where loading a save file with different creations enabled did not prompt a load order warning, and downloading a creation and disabling it immediately will no longer cause content that relies on it to become permanently disabled, which is something that was happening with a lot of PlayStation fans where they were highlighting like, hey, can't access my DLC. What's going on here? By the way, went on Reddit, still a problem for a lot of PlayStation fans out there. Still can't access their DLC. What gives, man? They can't access the stuff they paid for. As for the UI and user experience,
I mean, as long as they have paid for it, does Bethesda really care?
They improved the performance in creations menu across all platforms. They fixed soft locking when entering and exiting the creation menu repeatedly. They fixed infinite loading / hang when loading a save file that requires creations. Not true. We'll talk about that. Bundle prices now update immediately after purchasing individual items in the bundle. Bundles now show correct file sizes for included creations. Localization improvements. In-game creations menu now respects the load order set by the player, not alphabetical order. Players can now like / unlike creations in the load order menu as intended. Guest / load
Okay. I guess that's pretty very cool. Again, I doubt that any of that is actually gonna be fixed. People are still are people still complaining? Well, obviously people are gonna be still complaining. Next update, still no fix. Beautiful. That's exactly best hunter and bounty hunter on PC. No one cares. Oh, look at that. It's Morrowind, the actual goat at the Elder Scrolls game. In any case, that was Mr. Matty plays 10 out of 10. Bethesda is very horrible. Bye.